Hi, my name is Amy Proctor, and today I'm going to be conducting a book review on Overcoming the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, a field guide for leaders, managers, and facilitators by Patrick Lencioni. Patrick Lencioni is a New York Times best-selling author. He's the author of 10 books about organizational health. To date, nearly 5 million copies have been sold. In 2008, Fortune magazine called him a guru that you should know. So the purpose of this book is to describe the causes of dysfunction in workplace teams, provide an overview and explanation for identifying dysfunction, provide practical tools to overcome dysfunction, and it lays out a facilitator map of the program and tools to guide the implementation. The ideal audience for this book would be anyone who's seeking to improve their leadership skills, their team dynamics, or simply understand more about how teams function or why their team isn't functioning. So Lencioni lays out 5 basic dysfunctions of the team, starting on the bottom with lack of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. So lack of trust says that fear of vulnerability prevents team members from building trust. So in essence, if team members are afraid of being thrown under the bus by each other, it makes it really hard to move forward with common goals. Fear of conflict. In an attempt to keep the peace, the team fails to engage in productive dialogue. For a team to be successful, they need to be able to have robust dialogue, even if it means sometimes they disagree with each other, to move forward to where they want to be as a group. Lack of commitment. Competing goals or lack of clarity prevents the team from committing to decisions they will follow through on. To be an effective team, the team really needs to sit down together, decide what their priorities are, and decide how they're going to move forward toward those priorities. Avoidance of accountability. Self-preservation prevents team members from holding each other accountable. So without the trust and the ability to have some conflict, once you've got the same goals moving forward together, then it's easier for members of that team to call each other out if they aren't adhering to the standards of the group. Inattention to results. When team members are focused on individual success, it competes with achieving collective team goals. So if people are more driven along their own career path or along their own goal, then that's going to compete for what the team has decided is important. What were the strengths of this book? First off, it was short and easy to read. The author even says in the introduction that he did that on purpose. He knows that managers and leaders are busy and they needed something short and to the point and practical. So it was practical. Each chapter on a particular dysfunction starts with theories and explanation of what that dysfunction is. Then it goes into specific exercises you can do regarding that dysfunction. For example, in the team building, in the trust section, they talked about the Myers-Briggs personality profiling and how that's a good way to build trust among the team. And then he also provides real-world examples of where he's seeing each dysfunction in a workplace. And then at the end of the book, he provides a full implementation guide and tools to implement the program with your team. Shortcomings. Full implementation of the program would require time and money. He recommends a 6-month time frame to implement the program, and that would include 5 off-site days. That would be 2 at the initiation of the program, 90 days later, a 2-day off-site meeting, and then wrap up at 6 months with a 1-day meeting. To me, this can be difficult to achieve. Everybody's got competing schedules and everybody's got very busy schedules. We actually implemented a program similar to this in my workplace, and the regional and the upper management really didn't have that much trouble getting the time to go do this, but then when we started talking about really bringing it down to our clinic level managers that are more at the forefront of patient care, we really had a hard time figuring out how to get them all out of their clinics at the same time to be able to make this actually happen. Did the author achieve his purpose? I absolutely think he did. He described the causes of dysfunction. He gave an overview and explanation of how you would identify these dysfunctions. Then he gave you tools to try to overcome them. The facilitator map lays out exactly how you can implement this in your own workplace, and it gives you a little bit, at least some flexibility too, to tailor it to where you're working. Would I recommend this book? I definitely would recommend the book, despite what I said are the shortcomings. I think there are pieces in there that would benefit anyone who wants to know more about team dynamics and why things aren't working with their team. I actually chose this book based on its Amazon rating with 4.6 stars, and I would absolutely agree with that rating. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it, and that was my book review of Overcoming the Five Dysfunctions of a Team.